Hey, folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's intraday analysis video brought to you by the creators of proprietary price, pattern, and time methodology. Learn the PPT methodology and profit for life. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. All right, guys, into the video we go today on this Thursday, May 30th, 2013. We have the markets trading up on the day, recovering the losses from yesterday. And this market has really been a zigzagging market. If you zoom out on the charts, you can see again, we've really been up, we've been down, then we've been back up, down, and now we're heading back up again. The gain today is knocking out the loss from yesterday. So if you look at where we closed 2 days ago, we closed right here around the 166.30 level on the SPY. We're trading just a few pennies above that level right now. And you can see earlier in the day, it was a nice resistance level as a scalp. As you can see, we ran right up to gap fill and pulled back, hit it again, pulled back, and this time we've gotten through it just a bit, possibly setting up for an end of day run. All right, so that's what we're seeing right now on the charts. The markets are trading higher. Very light volume today, probably the lightest of the week thus far. And again, you could very clearly see that here on the volume side. Look at how small these candles are compared to yesterday, and even to some extent the size of the candles on Tuesday here. So this is Tuesday after the holiday weekend, Wednesday, and today is Thursday. And definitely the lightest volume today of all days thus far. All right, so that's what we have going on the SPY. Couple stocks of note today. Financials continue to be amazing in terms of leading this market higher. If you look at JPM up over $1 today. The key about JPM is that it took out the closing high, or at least it looks like it'll close above the high of the topping tail right here, which again would negate the topping tail. So we always talk about how technical patterns will form. They tell you what they mean by how they form, and then ultimately you need to know when they're negated. And on a topping tail here, very clear topping tail, and you got a nice pullback off of it, very small but nice pullback. Any close above that high of that tail negates it, and sure enough today it looks as of now as if we will close above that. And again, the run on JPM has been pretty tremendous here from these moving averages right here around the 49, 48 level. Now we're trading at 56 almost on JPM. So that is a tremendous move for such a big company in a very short amount of time at that. All right, couple other stocks in motion. Goldman Sachs continues to rally higher here. Goldman doing the same thing. Here's your topping tail. Looks as if, unless it sells off today, it will close above the high of that tail. And again, if we zoom out, I think I said this a while ago, but I still think there's a small chance you could go as high as the 2011 highs on Goldman Sachs here, which again are at a price of around $174 to $175. That's about a $10, $9 to $10 increase from current levels on Goldman Sachs. All right, when you hit that, you would expect a pretty sharp pullback just because it's such a major pivot high. And again, we'll be watching that very, very closely. All right, looking at a couple other stocks. Oil stocks are trading slightly higher. Not really great days on these. Chevron, for instance, after being down over $1 yesterday, is just up about 32 cents today. And that's after being negative most of the early portion of the day as well. And if we flip over to ExxonMobil, Exxon's having a little bit of a percentage day, up 54 cents. But again, by no means is it recapturing what it dropped over the last couple days. All right, so let's continue to watch that and see how it all trades out. Goldman Sachs, or I should say Google, today is trading up $8.50. Nice little move on Google today. And again, notice how on Google you're still below the 20 moving average. So unless that 20 MA gets recaptured, this chart could be in a weak position going forward over the next few days. All right, so really watch to see where this 20 closes. If you close above it, look for further upside. As long as you stay below it on Google, you could be setting up for further downside in the coming days. All right, one of the keys to watching where the markets will go over the next few days is to watch the 10-year. All right, the 10-year yield. All right, as soon as it got above 2% on the rate of the 10-year, that's when the market started to run into trouble over the last 1 week period. Right now we're sitting at 2.11, and they are down today. So yields are down today. What's the market doing? The market is up. I believe that yields now, as long as they stay above 2%, will be inverse. So when the yields come back in, the markets will rally higher, and when the yields go up, markets will see some selling pressure. Today, S&P up 12 points, Dow up 86, and the Nasdaq up 34 on the day. All right. Apple today is having a nice little update, up 7 points on the day. Let's bring up that chart. That chart continues to kind of just grind. This is what you would call a grind. Very slow, choppy, sideways to slight upward movement. Overall, as I said before, unless Apple takes out this trend line right here at the 465, 466 level, you would consider this to be slightly negative. All right. Yes, it's going up, but it's a formation or it's a pattern that is known to be slightly bearish. All right. So we'll continue to follow that very, very closely here in the short term. Some stocks that are continuing to rally. CLSN was a bottom play, and a lot of these small cap bottom plays are going parabolic recently because there's shorts in them, and the shorts are getting scared and covering, and it's really becoming a short squeeze. In addition, there's a run for anywhere. I mean, remember, money over the last week has left yield stocks, so stocks that were giving you, 2%, yields, dividend yields. There's really no reason to invest in them anymore because you can get that in the 10-year now. So money is now looking to find where can I go where I can make more money than 2%. And sure enough, they're finding small caps. So small caps right now are seeing a tremendous increase over the last month or so, really super hot. And CLSN is a good example of this, up basically 100% in the last 3 to 4 days. And again, do I think it's going to continue? No. I mean, eventually it's going to stall out and come right back in. It's still a crap company, but in all fairness, it's a great run. And if you can find charts like this that haven't made a move yet or are setting up in a bullish pattern, you can be in luck for a good move to the upside and really make some big money. And that's really what we've been doing, folks. Again, just finding the chart pattern setups that have been giving us great returns. Okay? Solar stocks today continue to be pretty hot. FSLR up almost $4 on the day. Not back to the high of that tail previously, but still a pretty nice move to the upside. Looking through charts, Amazon trading up $2.32, continues to hover here, but notice again the lower highs in that downsloping trend line, which again, unless you really take out a bunch of these past highs, I would say that Amazon is still in a very weak position short term. Okay? Looking at a couple other charts out there, Baidu up $1.29. Baidu BIDU trading up just a little bit on the day. This stock has had a nice increase. Again, look at the bottom chart. So see how just about a month ago people started to rush into the stocks that had not been doing that well. That explains, Hewlett-Packard over the last few months, Best Buy over the last few months. Best Buy, in fact, is an amazing chart. It's trading up again today, although off its highs. But if you look at the beginning of the year, this was an $11.50 stock. It's now a $28 stock. And again, it's not that Best Buy all of a sudden turned its business around. It's that people are running to these stocks that were poor performers because everything else has had such a mega move. And by doing that, they're able to, get some good gains in it, or at least hope for the gains. So really, in all fairness, that's what I'm doing. I'm looking at small caps that haven't moved yet, looking at key chart setups, trying to find the next chart setup that's going to make a big move. I'm looking for 20% movers, 30, 40, 50% movers in small cap land. And again, I'm giving them out to members on Traders Life here, which is our social network, as well as in the Research Center and in the Intra Day Stock Chat. And again, there's a 7-day free trial, just so everyone's aware. 7-day free trial to the Research Center or the Intra Day Stock Chat. Research Center is geared towards swing traders and investors, while day traders hover around the Intra Day Stock Chat for live play-by-play and trades as we give them out live. All right. Other than that, folks, again, market's just floating here. We're having a nice little update. It's not a huge update, but just a nice consecutive, move back up. Really a grind higher. You can see we're basically right at the highs of the day here. This is a little pivot of resistance. But again, as long as yields are coming in a little bit today, you should see the market's trend generally higher. Tomorrow, what are your levels for tomorrow? Very clear right here. And this could even be hit today. So, if we pop up, you're going to see some resistance right here. And then another little bit of a level right here. And then ultimately the high from a couple days ago would be your next point of resistance, okay? All right, guys, have a good afternoon and a good evening, and come join us here at InTheMoneyStocks.com for amazing trades, trade alerts, proprietary analysis, videos, reports, you name it, you get it all here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. Take care.